Hello, my creative friends. I'm Heather North from heathercreativeblessings.com. It's been a while since I shared a video with you because I've had bronchitis for the past month, but I couldn't let this month go by without giving you our Calling All Sistahs reminder. We do a blog hop each month to remind you to do your monthly breast self-exams and schedule those yearly mammograms if it's time. I'm going to be doing some embossing, so I'm just starting off here with my deactivator tool, putting it all over my cardstock to remove any static. And then I have this brand new stamp set from CAS-ual Fridays called Special Delivery, and I also picked up the coordinating mailbox die. This is such a cute, sweet stamp set. I'm just going to ink it up in some Versamark ink, and I'm going to stamp it a couple of times and then cover it with smoky slate embossing powder. The reason I stamped it twice is because I actually like to have little pieces that I can sit and color with at night when I'm watching TV or movies with my husband. I can't just leave my hands idle, so I like having something to color. And then I'm going to take the little envelope stamp. It's got a heart. I love this. So I stamped that a couple of times. And again, covered it in smoky slate ink, and I forgot to grab my little coffee filter. That's what I usually use, so I'm just taking the big piece of scrap paper. And then I'll make sure my heat tool is nice and hot, and then heat set it to melt that embossing powder. There are so many ways you can color this. I actually have colored it a few times using my Inktense colored pencils and regular colored pencils, and my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And today I'm going to be using Copics. So I have, let's see, BV02, FV2, RV02, RV04, RV09. I'm going to actually have a supply list down below, so you can check that out. And it is just basically some shades of pink and some purples. I colored each of the flowers slightly different so that no two petals would be the same right next to each other, if that makes sense. So if I used a darker pink on the outside, I might use a lighter pink on the outside on the next one, and then I'll put purple in there too. And so I'm just switching it up. I don't think you have to be this detailed. You could actually use the same three on all of them, but I wanted it to be a little bit different. So I'm just going to play some music and let you color. Keep in mind that this is sped up to 16 times the normal speed, so it took me a lot longer than this. I'm going to grab my cool grays to do some shadowing. I thought I would share with you how I store my Copics. I have this container and they were falling over in the container, so I just put a smaller container inside of that, and that seems to work really well to hold them. And then I just put my little booklet here with all of my colors, some extra stamp pieces that I can just grab and color, and I have a couple of stamp sets in there too. So like I said, I'm using cool grays, C0, C3, C4, C6. I didn't think I needed all those, but then I grabbed the C3. Actually, my C0 needed to be re-inked and I didn't realize it. And so I was having a lot of trouble blending with it. I ended up grabbing my colorless blender to blend it out. I'm just going to add some shading, some rounding. I started here with the lightest color to just see where I wanted my shading to be. I did on both sides of the post and rounded around the top. So again, I'm just going to play some music and let you watch this. After I was done, I went ahead and die cut using that mailbox die, and I realized I hadn't die cut or stamped the little flag, so I just stamped that in VersaFine ink onto the pattern paper, and then I used some clear embossing powder over that. This paper stack is from My Favorite Things, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted the stripes or polka dots, so I went ahead and die cut both of them with my stitched rectangle dies. And then I just fussy cut the card out. It's just straight lines, so it was pretty easy. Isn't that cute? I love it. Now I just have to decide which pattern paper I want, and I ended up going with the polka dots, and then I did a smaller layer of white cardstock. This is a Catherine Pooler Design Bright White cardstock. I was just testing the Copics out on it to see if I liked them. I'm putting my mailbox on the white paper to just see where I'm going to stamp. On the inside I'm going to use the Hope ribbon. On the outside I'm going to use the Special Delivery, and I chose the sentiment Sending Hugs, because our blog hop this month is With Love from Your Sistah. We just wanted to send some love and let our sisters know how important they are to us. So I stamped that in VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and then I'm using some clear embossing powder over it, and I'll heat set that. This sentiment has these cute little tiny hearts, so I'm just going to fill them in with one of the Copic pinks. And then on the inside, the sentiment says, "So sorry you're going through this." And I have some family members battling cancer right now. I've got the stories over on my blog, so if you're kind of interested in reading some of my personal family history, you can head on over to my blog and read about that. And of course you'll want to go over there and comment to be a part of the blog hop for your chance to win one of the $15 gift certificates that Michelle's giving away at CAS-ual Fridays Stamps. Anyways, I did the same thing on the inside. I stamped it in VersaFine Onyx Black, used clear embossing powder and heat set it. And I kind of heat set from both sides just to get it to even out the paper. It kind of warps a little. I wanted my card to come out of the mailbox at an angle, so I just used a metal ruler and an X-Acto knife, and I just cut onto my self-healing mat. That's a mat from American Crafts, so you can cut right on it. And I just cut a little slit and slid that inside. The mailbox was kind of sticking up, so I put a little glue dot on the outside corner, and of course I put it out too far, so it was past the mailbox. So the glue dot, I didn't push down too hard so that it could come out possibly, but it might end up just sticking in there. I used another glue dot to glue the flag up on top. And then I took some 3M mounting tape and just cut it down to fit behind my mailbox. Now it's just a matter of adhering all these layers. I did them at a wonky angle, and I'll probably put the envelope on the inside after I write my sentiment. The flag needed a second little piece of foam, so I added that underneath, and that's my card. So head on over to my blog so you can take part in this blog hop. If you haven't done so yet, please stop now, do your self-exam, schedule that yearly mammogram, or do it when you get home tonight. Because early detection is so key to long-term survival. I know it's easy to put it off and make excuses, but you are so important to me, and I want you here for a long time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!